Used to be the kind of guy you'd never like. Stay up on that, always swiping right. Just trying to make it through the day. Staying medicated, told myself this was my best life. Now I'm flying high. I'm never coming down. When I'm with you, I'll never touch the ground. I got everything I need to be happy. I got everything I want and more. Now I'm somebody who's got someone next to me. Thank God that I'm all yours. If you would've asked me what life wouldn't up like, white picket fence and a suburban life, domesticated while we're always playing, making memories to last a lifetime with you. Now I'm flying high. I'm never coming down. When I'm with you, I'll never touch the ground. I got everything I need to be happy. I got everything I want and more. Now I'm somebody who's got someone next to me. Thank God that I'm all yours. I know no matter what happens, it'll be alright. 'Cause I found someone like you. When we're living in the last days of our lives, I thank God that I found you. You make me feel like, yeah, you make me feel, yeah, you make me feel, you make me feel.
Yo, what up,
Thank
what up,
God.
what up, what up? It's your boy that you should call, man. Check me out on VSC, Live and Direct Music Review, where you could win Spotify playlists, not one, but 6 of them. You could get press release promo, magazine article write-up, podcast interview, The Dan Levely Show. Tap in, submit now. Let's get it.
Champion mindset, I can't lose. Champion mindset, champion mindset, I can't lose. They coming at me hard, it's time to operate. Let the games begin, I'm gonna dominate. Earthquake, I'm a freight train, feel no pain. It's just another day, it's just another day. I was born in the flames, working overtime. Keep grinding, keep climbing, leave it on the line. All time, I'm the greatest all time. It's my time now, it's my time now. They want what I got, but they can't have it. It's all I do is win, all I do is win. They ain't want what I got, but they can't have it. It's all I do is win, and all I do is win. I got the champion mindset, I can't lose. Champion mindset, I got the champion mindset, I can't lose. Champion mindset, climbing to the top, to the top, to the top, to the top. All I do is win, and to the top, to the top. All I do is win, and to the top, to the top. All I do is win, and to the top, to the top. All I do is win. I got that gold in me now. I got that gold in me, one shot, one shot. I got that gold in me now. I got that gold in me, one shot. All I got, coming in hot, light 'em up, got 'em on they back. Wolf pack, full attack, they will never last. They will never last. They will never last.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to the Dan Levely Show. Get this off of there. Here we go. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. It's vaping here. I've been vaping, so it's kind of cloudy. It'll clear up in a minute. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for clicking that live button or that play button. There we go. Switch it around. Or thank you for clicking that play button if you're not watching live. There we go. We got a very special guest today. We do have Tyler Herwig coming on. And so without further ado, we're going to bring him on. Let's do it.
Hey, what's up?
There we go. Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Going very well, man. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. But yeah, I do want to thank you for coming on and taking some time out of your day to chat with me for a little bit.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. I found your music on Spotify. Like this is like one of the rare occasions where I'm just like, I'm just gonna click on some random person on Spotify to see if I like their music. And you were just happened to be it at that time. And I was just like, wow. Like how was it? So I listened to like 3 or 4 of your songs and I was like, I gotta get this guy on the show. So I reached out and I think it was through
I
Facebook.
think
I
so.
think through Facebook. Yep. And I was just like, oh, and he answered. So you never know when that little message is gonna answer on that messenger. So always shoot your shot, I guess.
I always try and message everybody back. Like, I don't know. It feels rude. It feels rude to me to like leave people on red. So I always try and respond and, see what happens. You never know who you're gonna meet. So
Yeah, yeah. Like I always like I try to do the whole email thing, but a lot of emails don't go through. I'm victim of one of them because I get email dumps constantly, and they're
yeah.
massive. So with anybody that emailed me out there, if I don't respond to you, keep trying. Like yeah, I'll get there eventually. I promise. But yeah, so you're from Minneapolis, Minnesota, correct?
Yeah, from Minneapolis.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. How's the music scene out in
Honestly,
Minneapolis?
it's pretty legit. Like I think a lot of people you don't think of Minneapolis as a spot with like a lot of live music. But I mean, I
Right.
keep most of my shows within probably 50 miles of Minneapolis, St. Paul, and I do like 280 shows a year. So I'm able to stay busy.
Oh
I've got a
wow.
lot of friends that are able to stay busy. So it's bumping. It's not Nashville, don't get me wrong, but it's
Right.
still bumping.
Yeah. Yeah. We went to Nashville not too long ago. It was nice, but it's crowded. A lot of people there. I'm not a people person. There's a lot of
There's
people
a lot
there.
of people there. I'm heading back there a week from tomorrow, so it's
Oh wow.
just always I go back and forth between Minneapolis and Nashville all the time, though. It's kind of just another stop on the work trip.
Oh, I was gonna say, is Nashville like a second home to you, or
I wouldn't know if I consider it a second home, but I'm definitely getting more familiar. I mean, I probably at this point
okay?
in my career, I'm probably traveling there once every 2, 3 months. So, I
Yeah.
mean, it's pretty frequent. So,
Oh, nice, nice. Now, do you really run into like any stars out there when you're out there like performing? Like, is it like comedy bars where like legend will come in and do like 2 minutes or take over a show or anything like
I
that?
haven't, but most of the time when I'm in Nashville, like I'm not checking out the bar scene. Like I'm down
Okay.
there like working like recording and doing like co-writes and stuff. So I feel like I'm meeting a bunch of people that are going to be famous, which is kind of cooler in my opinion.
Okay.
So
Right. Right. Yeah, we have like I think there was a we went down to Detroit. It was a few years back. I forget what club it was, and we went down there just to see like local talent and stuff. Um and what it was back when Mitch Hedberg was still
mm,
alive. Like he came in and like took over the whole show. And I was like, holy shit! And like that's fucking Mitch Hedberg. So it turned out to be a great
yeah,
night. Got to see a free Mitch Hedberg concert. So it was pretty
that's such
good.
a
Yeah. 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 So that was a long, long time ago though. Back when in my 20s. I'm 40 now, so it was a while back. And so what made you get started into music?
oh gosh. I mean, so I've been performing professionally now for like 16 years. It started in high school when I really wanted to impress girls. And do you want to come say hi, honey? Come here. Sorry, my daughter was like, "What is daddy doing?" So, um, you want to wave?
Hi.
Yeah. So I just wanted to
Yep.
impress girls in high school, and I'm not like the most athletic guy in the world. I'm not like super like magically good looking. So I just kind of picked up a guitar as a way to start impressing girls, and ended up doing it as like a part-time job. And then by the time I got sober about 6 years ago, and that was when I decided to go all in and just like I'm starting a new life, new me. I've got a very different story to tell of like hope and recovery and letting people know that when you're feeling alone, depressed, anxious, whatever, you're not. And there's people out there that love you and care about you. And that's when I decided to take it from a well-paid hobby to a full-time career, and have now been doing that for
Mhm.
the last several years.
Oh, nice. So like it's completely music. That's your full-time job is music.
Full-time job, touring all over the world
All
now,
right.
singing songs, and doing what I love. My wife is a stay-at-home mom and gets to raise our 2 kids, which is, like, what she wants to do, and the coolest part about
Right.
it is that I get to take them with me, so when I go do something really cool, like I've played at the CMAs the last 2 years, uh, and we just got back
Hmm.
from my first international tour actually, like, 2.5 weeks ago. I was opening for Dylan Carmichael
Okay.
on tour in London, and, I got to take them with me, which was just a wild experience.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like you can totally take your whole family overseas to like your all like your gigs and
Yeah,
everything. Now is she in school yet? Is
we
that
just started pre-K.
okay? Okay, so how's the whole school thing and the whole touring thing
I
going?
mean, so far so good. School
Okay.
started last week. Last week, yeah,
Hmm.
last Tuesday, school started for her. So, I mean, it's still pretty new. It hasn't caused any conflicts yet. I'm
Okay.
sure it will, but it's kind of the nice thing about, owning your own business is you get to figure it out as you go and kind of make all the rules. So,
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, it's like you think like well, like pre-K and stuff, it wouldn't be that difficult, but maybe getting in like once the older classes. But once she's that old, you'll probably be retired and multi-platinum artist by
I
then, and
mean,
have some records on the wall
I
by
I
then, huh?
wouldn't be opposed. I wouldn't be opposed by that at
Right.
all. So,
Right. Right. That's yeah. So when did you like realize that you had this gift that you could actually sing and make songs that resonate with your audience?
I mean, I like always known that I could sing. I've always loved it. I wasn't always very good, but I've always loved it. And it was one of those things that just as a kid, that was like what I found myself doing. Um, I started like messing around in like children's choir and singing at church when I was pretty young. And but the
Hmm.
writing for me, like I always saw myself as more of a cover musician. Like when I first started, I really wanted. Are you familiar with Boyce Avenue? Yeah, so I
Yes.
really wanted to be like the Boyce Avenue. Like I wanted to be the new Boyce Avenue, but
Okay.
I just couldn't do it. I don't know what it was. The motivation for me wasn't there. And I think part of it was because I didn't have a story to tell. And I think that a lot of musicians, like I look at like Jelly Roll, right? Like all of his songs have a very
Hmm.
specific purpose and a message behind it, talking about his addiction, his experiences as a drug dealer, um, and like kind of making amends for some of the stuff that he did. And until I got clean myself, I didn't have a story that was worth telling. So I was very like confused,
Right.
right? I was very genre confused. I didn't really know. I know I wanted to do music, but I didn't really know what I wanted to do with it. It was the only thing I was good at and the only thing I loved. And then when I got clean, that was when I was like, okay, I've got stories to tell, and now I just need to figure out how I want to tell those stories. Like what genre, what kind of sound do I want to use to make my own? And that's taken a few years of a lot of trial and error to figure out kind of where I want to land. But that was really my sobriety. Like back in 2020, I got clean right as the pandemic hit. So like right when that all went down, that was when I decided like I'm going to start this new life, and started to figure out who I wanted to be and the message I wanted to tell.
Right. Right. Yeah, and it is such a weird time for the pandemic too, especially with somebody like just like getting
Hmm.
clean. Like COVID is probably like the worst time to go through sobriety too, because you're alone all the time. You can't go anywhere. You can't go outside. You can't visit nobody.
Yeah, there were definitely some challenges
So it's
because of like the social distancing and that need to be alone. But on the other side of that, like I didn't have a job. Like my job got shut down.
right.
So um along with like, everyone else in the world, no one was working. So I had nothing
Hmm.
else to do but focus on my recovery. And so uh the first couple weeks were really challenging for me, like during the shutdowns. But once I kind of got through that and really just started to focus on getting healthy, like, it was a lot easier, you know?
Right.
And, I
Hmm.
see it as like a blessing in disguise for me.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. It's the pandemic is when I started podcasting, so I didn't have a
See,
job.
like, I
I was like,
it
let's do
forces
something.
you to do it
You know.
forces you to do something new, and you had no reason not to,
Yep.
right? You had all the time in the world, and,
Yep.
like, what could possibly go wrong? You didn't have a job, so you weren't making any money doing, not working, so you
Right.
might as well try to do something else.
Right. Like it just started as like something like to pass the
Yeah,
time, and it was just like whoop, and here we are 5 years later, still at
yeah.
it, still plugging away. But yeah, it's like it was like you said, blessing and a curse, like with COVID and everything. But yep, like I quit drinking. I had a guest on not too long ago by the name of Joneson. I don't know if you
Mm.
heard of him or not. He's from Detroit, but he lives out in Los Angeles right now. And I had him on, and we had like a pretty good conversation about our alcoholism, because I'm to be 2013, so it'd be 12 years sober. 12 years sober. Actually 5 days ago.
Oh yeah,
So
congratulations, man. That's fantastic.
yeah. Yep. So yeah, it's gotten to the point where I look at the calendar, I'm like, oh yeah, it's been like 13 years, blah 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 blah. But I always applaud people. I'm like, you're 6 years in, good job. You keep going, keep plugging away. I'm like, you've obviously found something that you need more than alcohol.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, my family's been a huge motivator for that, and I'm kinda with you that, like, I don't really remember the only reason that I do remember my actual sobriety date is because it's the day before my wife's birthday. So, that
okay,
was, like, my
yeah,
last big hurrah, and so if it weren't for her birthday, I would have no idea at this point. It's
yeah,
like, it just doesn't appeal to me. If it appeals to other people, like, good for you, that's great. That's not my testimony right now at this point in my life, so
right, yeah. Mine's my brother's
see,
birthday, so
so
yeah, very easily remembered.
things always get worse and
Yep.
then magically better around birthdays, so what I don't know what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Now you had one of your songs go up to number 8 on the country charts. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, that
I
was
believe
like
it
my
was.
debut country release called "Living in the Last Days." Charted at
Okay.
8 in the US on the indie country charts, and 4 over in the UK on the indie country charts back in 2023. Um,
Nice.
yeah, and that was such an interesting song because I wrote it during the pandemic, and because everyone kept I feel like we're talking about the pandemic a lot today. That was not my intention, but it's coming
Right.
up, so,
Oh well, it
um,
happens.
hopefully we're not foreshadowing anything for 2026. Um,
Right.
but so, yeah, I wrote that song because I kept hearing everybody say that, like, the world was ending, we were all gonna die, and I
Hmm.
kept hearing people say that we were living in the last days. And I tried to, like, tap into, like, what that fear was like, and I definitely thought it was bad, but I didn't think the world was gonna end. I was like, "We survived the Black Plague, we can get through this, like,
Hmm.
as a species, we'll figure it out." So, um
Right.
that I didn't buy into the panic, but I understood the panic of feeling like my world was ending um, like I was about to lose a relationship. And so I wrote this breakup song from like the perspective of like the fear that everyone was feeling from the pandemic. And that's where Living in the Last Days came from. And it just kind of took off. I think it was a very relatable song because everyone was still kind of in that fear zone, and it was very googleable.
Right.
If you someone was panicking and they googled like are we living in the last days question mark, like my song would come up on Google. So it just kind of worked out really well, but it
Smart.
started the ball rolling down this in a way I didn't expect now, where this is truly my career. It's pretty cool.
Right. Right. Yeah, it'd be crazy. Just like going on Google and be like, when's the last days? And there's your song at top of the chart.
Literally,
Just like, okay, let's click on this.
literally, that's
Right,
what
there
was
you go.
happening. Like I could pull up the Google Analytics report, and that's like exactly what was happening, and it worked. So
Yeah, sometimes it's all you
yeah.
need. Like I remember before I made this was the Dan Levely show. It was an accident. Well, it wasn't an accident. I did it on purpose, but I didn't know what I know then, what I know now, what I knew then, because I rebranded this show into the DL show, which completely gave me a whole new audience. And I was just like, oh wow, like he's doing really well. Like people are, but yeah, and I've started realizing that people are. It's a metaphor for being gay, I guess, being on the down low.
Whoa.
Yeah, see, that was my reaction right there. Like, what? Really? I've been saying this for 20 years. Keep it on the DL. That
Interesting.
means don't talk about it. Right. I mean, don't talk about it. But all of a sudden, ever since when I changed my show, everyone was just like, "Well, Dan's coming out of the closet." Blah 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 blah. I'm like, I'm comfortable enough with my sexuality. I really don't care what people say. I'm just saying, why are people saying this? So I googled it, and it's they took it. Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep, Gay Pride took the DL, so we can't say DL anymore without being accused of being gay or
In,
something. I don't know.
int-
Not that there's anything wrong with it. I'm just
no,
saying
yeah,
it's what
yeah.
it is
I
now.
hear what you're saying. That's so interesting. That's so interesting.
Yep.
Huh? I never would have. I
Yeah,
never
I
would have
didn't
guessed
know
that.
that.
Yeah. No.
Yep. I started getting like views and downloads like crazy. I was like, this is awesome. Like, that was the greatest idea ever. And then I found out why. And I was just like, oh, I'm just going to have a bunch of disappointed people tuning into my show. That's what's going to happen.
Or you get a lot of people sliding into your
So I'm like, I'm
DMs. You
sorry,
never
guys.
know.
Right. Or like, I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, I was like, wow.
Oh, jeez, that's funny.
But yeah. But yeah. So you've done over 250 shows. That's like
Yeah.
an annual thing, like
Yeah.
right?
Right now,
Oh, so that's
my
like
average is about
every year.
270 right now a year. I think I did 286 last year, and right now I'm on track to do 279 this year. I want to say.
Oh wow. So you're like taking like one day off a week
Yep.
and then playing
Pretty much.
6 nights a week.
Yep. And on my nights off, I live
Nice.
stream. So I work 300. I
Okay.
work 365 days a year, no matter what. Even if I'm sick, like doesn't matter. I'm here. I'm
All
singing.
right.
Just trying to kind of just go back to what I said earlier. Like my mission with music is really to like to save and change a life one song at a time. And so I feel like I have this duty to if I've got air in my lungs, I need to be singing or trying to reach out to people with my stories and with my music. And so I do that every free second that I have, just trying to make a difference.
Yeah, you notice that in your songs too when you listen to them. Like you are a very avid storyteller. Like every single song has a story behind it, and that's what I love about most music.
Yeah.
Like some music is out there, and they're just talking about like bang, 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 and all that good stuff and shit like that. But like there's storytelling, and that's what brings out the artist in the music, and that's what makes you get to know them a little bit more. And that's pretty much every song on your Spotify playlist. I'm just like, wow,
Yeah.
every song has a story
Yeah,
to
and
it.
you can really hear like if you start at the bottom of the playlist or like the bottom of my discography and you work your way up, you see really get to hear and see how that storytelling has evolved. Like my songwriting has come
Hmm.
so far in the last few years and the production behind the songs has come really far too. So you hear this really cool progression of like a guy who's in like literally the songs that are in my earlier discography are about like my insecurity, my fear, my weakness. And you hear how it's actually interesting how like the production behind it is also a little bit more timid. It's not as polished or refined. And as you get towards
Hmm.
like the songs that are about like, okay, he's in a relationship that's happy, he's got a wife now, he's got a family, the production quality goes up too. So you see this really cool growth. I think that I don't know if it's like
Hmm.
that for every artist. I don't know if I've it's just kind of a coincidence for me that literally as life gets better and like the stories get better, the songs get better, the production gets better, and you can hear it all the way through the music. And I think that's a really cool thing.
Yeah. It's like the progression
Yeah.
through it. It's just amazing. Like, like, are you one of those people that go through? Do you go through your older songs and just like you realize how far you've
Oh, I
come
oh
from
yeah,
there, or are
I
you
go
just
through my
like
I
forget
go
the
through my
past?
older songs and I shit on myself constantly. I'm like, why would I write that?
Okay.
Like, I would do it so differently now, but it's done, it's out, so I'm not gonna go, beat a dead horse. But it is really interesting to see like
Right.
how just my perspective on the craft has changed entirely as well.
Right. Do you ever think about like remastering some of the old ones?
Um,
Like pull a Taylor
Yeah, I mean,
Swift?
it's definitely something that I would love to do because I think I could serve the music and like the story behind the song a lot better now, knowing what I know. It's not something I would plan on doing anytime soon. Just because I have so many
Okay.
new stories that I want to tell, and my discography is still like it's not super deep. It's not like I've got 200 songs out or anything like that. So there's like
Mhm.
20 or something like that. So like, there's still not enough there for me to be like, I should go back and do this again. Like, no, no, I'm like, I've got 30 other songs that are in my docket that I want to like get out into the world. And so let's get those out first and then revisit if there seems to be a need or a desire from others, probably even more so than from myself. Like if the fans really want to hear
Mhm.
I've got the song called Runaway as a great example. It's a great song, has a lot of potential. Horribly, like not produced to the level of what I would do now, and not written to the level of what I would
Right.
do now. So if the fans really want me to go back and like, hey, remix this song, would do it. But right now, I just don't. I don't know if I see the
Right.
point when I've got so many other things to talk about.
Right. Yeah, you're still a little young. Like it's probably like next 20 years, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you think about like in the
But
music
yeah,
industry, I got
or,
time, right? Like it'd be
right,
great to be a
right.
little farther along because you see a bunch of like really famous like 22-year-old men and women that are making it. But particularly now that I've transitioned into the country world, um,
Hmm.
you get people that start up in country when they're in their 40s. Like that's when they finally hit it. So like I now that I'm in the country world, I'm kind of like I've got all the time in the world to make it, if you will.
Right, right. Yeah. Yeah, like Jelly Roll, I think it was only like in his like mid 30s when he,
Hmm.
but he's been making music forever, but not country. But he just
But
switched to country, and then all of a sudden blew
yeah.
up. That's how it happens,
Hmm.
though. That's how it happens. But yeah, I remember Taylor Swift remastered one of her CDs. I forget what album it was, but she remastered one of them, because the record company owned the rights
Yeah,
to
she
it,
bought the rights
so
back.
she was still selling like millions and millions. Yeah, so she just like remastered and said, "Okay, have this one."
Yeah.
You're like, okay, shit, that's brilliant. But yeah,
I can only imagine how expensive each one
crazy.
of her songs, how expensive the rights to the master was. Because I know I've been offered record deals before, and I turned them down for that exact reason that the label owned
Yeah.
the master, and it would cost me $250,000 per song to get the master back. And I'm like,
Now, when you
why? I'm a nobody. Why would you put a price tag like that on my music? That's crazy.
Right, right. Now, when you're like an independent artist, just like just barely scraping by, just putting your music out there, doing it for the love of it, and then a record company comes along and says, "We want to make you a record deal," and then you get this bogus ass deal that pretty much signs away your life to this record company. And like, how does that make you feel when that happens? When you're like, "I'm all excited about this record deal," and then you go in there and you're just like, "Huh, now I got to turn this down. What
I
the
mean,
hell?"
my first thought, because you always get a little shocked by the, the price tag, like they offer you a lot of money. Like sometimes,
Hmm.
sometimes the one that I was previously offered, it's only happened to me once. They offered me a lot of money, um, but they wanted a lot from me for that. They wanted
Hmm.
2 albums, 8 music videos. Um, it was a 95-5 deal, so they owned 95% of the royalties, and then I got my 5% paid back after they had recouped 100% of their investment. Um, which is how that works. In case I don't know if you know that, but that okay. So
Hmm.
that's how that works. Um, and so it was, and then they was like $250,000 per song for the master. It was just like this shitty deal. And and the worst part was that they owned my likeness and my brand
Hmm.
likeness in perpetuity. Which meant that because my brand is kind of like the Midwest country pop dad, you know,
Hmm.
they owned
Right.
my family. And I was like, "You can't own," because
Oh,
my
wow.
family is part of my brand, right? Like, in most of my songs are about my wife. The album artwork, I have pictures of my
Hmm.
wife and my children. Music videos that I put out, there's my wife and my children, and I was like, "I can't, for the amount of money you're offering me, you gotta offer me a lot more if you wanna buy my kids, like, not a chance." And so,
Right.
that for me was when I was like, "Hard stop, absolutely not." Like, I'll stay independent and broke, versus dealing with you owning my children when they're 2, like.
That's crazy that they didn't even think about asking for something like that. Like, it's your likeness rights and everything. But yeah, if your family's a part of your brand, we own your family too. That's just
Yeah, and
wow.
I don't know, I mean, that's very specific to me because of what my brand is, like, most people, their brand
Right.
isn't like dad, but my brand is like, I'm a
Right.
girl dad, I own it, I love it, it's great, so but if you own
Uh-huh.
my brand, you own my kids, and I can't have you do that, so.
Right. Right. That's crazy that they asked for
Mhm.
that. Like your likeness rights. I remember I was asking one of my buddies. He's in a band out in Saginaw, Michigan, and he was explaining to me like the whole likeness thing, he goes, "You never sign your likeness rights away." And I was like, "Well, what are you talking about?" I'm like, with that kind of money, you give me that money, you can take my name or whatever, blah blah blah. I do all that. And he goes, "No." He's like, "They can take your name, they take your image, they take everything that you stand for, and they give it to somebody else. That's what signing your likeness rights away is about." I was like, yeah, you make a point
Yeah.
now.
And they can do whatever they want with it. Like if they want to, come out
Yeah.
and say that you eat poop for breakfast, like they literally could. They can put it in like People magazine or Time magazine.
Yep.
Like it's just the craziest thing that once you sign your likeness away, that's when you hear horror stories of people that are like, they owned me. It's like it's because you signed your likeness away.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yep.
why.
You got to keep that
Yeah.
likeness. Yep. Yeah, a lot of people out there right now are just, I don't know, giving everything away for a couple bucks. But
Life is about more than money.
yep, you got to be educated about this. You be smart about it. I'm like, yeah, you want to make it. This is the whole thing. This is the whole reason why you got into music is so you can make it big. But you got to read that fine print too. Get that lawyer
Yes, get
involved.
that lawyer and get an expensive lawyer involved. That's the other thing I've learned.
Right.
Don't find a discount lawyer because they will give you discount answers. And when you're talking about your entire life, your future, your family,
Mhm.
your business, like get an expensive lawyer that can give you more detail than you think you need because it's better to be educated than to be surprised.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Just like that home inspector.
Yeah.
The home inspector before you buy your house, make sure it's a good
Yeah.
one. Don't get a cheap one. Make sure it's a good
Yeah.
one.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we are about halfway through the show, so this is the time where we get into like some of the music that you sent me.
Yeah.
Um, I think we're gonna get into like that kiss. Is there anything that you want to say before we get into this music video, or actually just audio?
I mean, I can tell you a little bit about it. This song was really inspired by my first like date with my wife. So kind of I'll give you the short version of how we met. Basically, she was a fan of mine. She left her phone number in my tip jar, and I called her. We go out on our first date the next day, and at the very end of the date, I was like really feeling it. So like I started to lean in for a kiss, but then I got really nervous, and so I backed off. And then I was like,
Uh-huh.
well, that's weird because that'll be interpreted poorly. So then I leaned back in and I started to reach out for a handshake, which then this all happened like in a split second, right? So I'm like, and then I started to go like this, and I was like,
It's
that's
awkward. We've all
yeah.
been
So I'm
there.
like, that's weird. So then I overshot and I grabbed her elbow and I shook her elbow, and then I just walked away. Okay. So it was like the weirdest way you could possibly end a date is exactly what I did.
Yep.
And we
Yep.
didn't end up really sharing our first kiss until later on. And but when we did, like the I don't know if I want to say it was love at like first kiss, but um there was something different there that I hadn't
Mhm.
felt before. And it was just indescribable, and that was what inspired this song.
No, nice. Yeah. Lovely love story. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of
I
those.
think I end up I kissed my wife on her nose by accident. Like I tried to go for the I was going for the forehead. It was gonna be a gentleman and kiss her on the forehead, and then she like looked up, and then
Right on
I
the
got her on the
nose.
nose. It was weird. Yeah, it was bad. But yeah. Anyways, it's that time of that time again, buddy. Um, turn your volumes up. Let's get into this music video, Like That Kiss by Tyler Herwig. Here we go.
Could have been midnight, could have been around 9, could have been between the thoughts running through our minds. Must have been magic, this magic kinda looks like I was 90s born and she was a romance novel from 2009. We kissed like it meant something. We were this close to nearly falling in love. Didn't even have to close my eyes for them couple of seconds. We were lost in a moment like up in smoke. It was over like magic, just like that kiss. Nah, nah, nah. Could have been washed out, but I don't think it was. It could have meant nothing when she smiled as she did, because Could have been fire. Don't think it rained that day. Didn't feel like a mystery. Couldn't miss the electricity. We kissed like it meant something. We were this close to nearly falling in love. Didn't even have to close my eyes. For them couple of seconds we were lost in a moment that up in smoke. It was over like magic, just like that kiss. Na na na. Magic exists. Kinda like that kiss. Magic exists. Kinda like magic. Kinda like magic. Kinda like that kiss. Magic exists. We kissed like it meant something. We were this close to nearly falling in love. And I didn't even have to close my eyes. For them couple of seconds we were lost in a moment like up in smoke. It was over like, kinda like magic. Kinda like magic. Kinda like that kiss. Magic exists. Kinda like magic. Just like that kiss.
It's like, woo! There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. They get the crowd in it, but there we go. But nice, nice. Yeah, that's a beautiful song. Like I'm not really. I grew up on country music. I was forced to listen to country music when I was a kid, and I kind of like went away from it. But now that I'm older, you kind of have a little more appreciation for it. And
Yeah, and
I don't know if it's just the oldness coming in,
no,
or what. But
no, I don't think that's the case at all. I definitely think like, you know, my version of country music is very like pop country, right? So it makes it accessible to people that aren't
mhm.
like, you know, my dog died and my truck broke down. Like it's a very different
Yeah,
kind of country. Where versus I think my country is pretty accessible to anybody and everybody, which is nice because that's who the stories are for. You know, they're for everybody to enjoy.
right. It's the type of song that can be played on a country radio station or like say I don't know if you guys like 102.5 or something. I don't know if you guys don't get that out there, but it's like a pop station.
Sure.
It could be a country station or a pop
Yeah.
station. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Just anybody could
Like
enjoy it. So
right. Exactly. Exactly. Now have you like tried the whole hip hop scene or the rock and roll or anything like that? Or is it straight country for you?
I mean, I've tried going like farther pop. I've
Hmm.
been featured on some hip hop stuff. But I myself, like I've never put out like a solo single that's a hip hop single. Um,
Okay.
I feel like, you know, I've such I always tell people like my voice is kind of like if you took like Adam Levine, Ed Sheeran, and Dan and Shay, and you smushed them all together. Like that's kind of where
Okay.
I feel like I land, both in terms of like my style, but even just like the timbre of my voice and how it kind of sounds. I think is kind of a mix of all those people. Um, and so I feel like I've heard plenty of songs that um, like Adam Levine's done where he's featured on hip hop stuff, and I think that's great. But like he's never come out with
Hmm.
like a rap. You know, it'd be weird. I feel like if Maroon 5 did a rap, maybe they will one day, but it seems like it would be weird to me. So
Maybe one day.
maybe one day we'll see if that's the song the world needs
Right.
or not.
Right. Like, I don't know. A Maroon 5 rap song would probably not be that great,
It'd
but
be interesting, right?
I'd have to listen to it just to make sure, just to see what it was like. But yeah,
Like
it'd be one
it
of
could be
those. You're like,
great.
okay, let's see what they got.
It could be great
Well, it could be. That's
or not or not.
right.
So and that's kind of where I feel
Or
like, you
not.
know, that's how my voice sounds. So if I think if my voice and his voice sound kind of similar, and I think
Mhm.
it wouldn't totally work for him. I don't know why it would work for me.
Right. 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 So, if you could work with any artist, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh gosh. S- Okay, right now my number one choice. It's funny asking about hip hop, but it would be Connor Price. Would be my
Okay.
number one choice right now,
Nice.
because I think he would just I just think that guy's got so much talent, and, I would love to hear, like, someone else freestyle on top of one of my, like, country songs, like, my country love
Right.
pop songs, and then you hear, like, Connor Price come in and just do, like, a freestyle. I think that'd be really cool.
That would be
Yeah.
kind of dope. That would be. It is. Yeah. Especially like something like um, please pick up the phone.
Yeah. Yeah, I could totally hear him
A
coming
little
in.
more up, something a little more
Yeah,
upbeat. Yeah. That would be.
I think that would work really well.
That would be
Connor
dope. Yeah.
Price, if you're listening, hit me up. Let's make it happen, Kevin.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Just shout them out there. Let's get this happening. Let's get it out. Let's get it in the works. But yeah. So, what do you have going on in the future? Like, what do you have, like, some shows to do, or do you got concerts going on, or what do we got going, or CDs, or what?
Yeah, I got a bunch of shows left
CDs,
this year. I actually
albums.
do have albums. I got CDs sitting over in a box. If you guys want a CD, you can buy them on my website, along with any of my other merch. Um, but I ship that to your post haste. Um, yeah, lot of shows left this year. I think like 100 or something like that, like good amount.
Okay.
Maybe a little under, probably close for like 80 or 90. But anyway, a lot of shows left this year. I'm in the middle of booking my tour for 2026. So there will be a lot of announcements coming soon with that. I've also got a song right now that's just got released to radio called First to Be Last. Um, at,
Okay.
so that song will be, I don't have a release date for streaming yet, but it's on the radio, which is cool. That song's all about how my wife is divorced, and so I'm her second husband. But when we first started dating, I
Mhm.
struggled a lot with like fear and jealousy over like, this young woman who's divorced, and I'm not her first husband, and that kind of made me insecure. And then I realized, as I started thinking about it more, that like it doesn't matter if I'm her first or her not, I'm her last. And so
Right.
that's much more important, and that's where that song "First to Be Last" comes from. And I've got another song that will be coming out to streaming exclusively on October 3rd called "Slow Ride" that I just got back yesterday, so
Okay.
I'm really excited about that too. So still got a lot coming this year. It's going to be a busy last 3 months, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
Right. Right. Awesome. Awesome. So, do you prefer like the whole album, like releasing an album at a time, or are you just like in the whole EP thing going on
I'm
right
like
now?
strictly singles, mainly
Okay.
because like I feel like diehard fans want albums and EPs, but a big name of
Hmm.
the game, especially for like I don't know if I'm super small, but I'm not huge. So like a medium-sized indie artist like myself, like discovery is the name of the game. And albums don't push
Right.
discovery very well, but singles do. If every 4 to 6 weeks I can say, hey, there's a new thing, hey, there's a new thing, hey, there's a new thing, people will find me eventually. But if like you're
Hmm.
putting out one album a year, that new thing only happens once, right? You're like, here's my new thing, talk to
Right.
you next year. And so there's less discoverability behind it unless you're posting a bunch of like cover videos and stuff, which if you're trying to be an original artist, it probably isn't what I would recommend, because people will start to think of you as like the cover song guy, and you want to be known as the
Hmm.
artist, not the song artist. So yeah.
Right. Right. Now, do you like, um, what goes into your process of making a music video? 'Cause I know you've made videos before. I'm like, what goes into your concept of making one?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about trying what tells the story, right? Everything
Okay.
for me, from the lyrics to the production to the videos and the content I put out, it's all about the story. Um, like, and that even goes for like the short form content that I put out. Like, it doesn't have to be a full 3-minute music video. It could be 30 seconds, but in that 30 seconds, you're trying to
Mhm.
set up something that serves the music and serves the audience. And so my thought process is always what does that. Um, and you can get really nitpicky with that too, like even down to the color grading of the video. If you're singing a happy
Right.
song, and your color grading is all like dark blues and grays, you're not really giving people the picture you want, right? Versus if you're singing a happy
Right.
song or a really sad song, like you're putting people just from that moment they see whatever you're talking about or whatever you're singing about, you're putting them in a mindset. And so that's what needs to go into making a good music video is truly telling that story, not just like you standing there singing a song.
Right. Right. So I've heard that people release music videos once like they release a single, and then once the single dies out, they release a video to get the single
Yep.
popping again. Like, is that kind of what you
Hmm.
do, or is it all at once?
Nope. You kind of you watch for when that peak starts to die off, and then you immediately drop the music video, and you get a little bit more longevity out of it before it dies off again, as well as like kind of a second round of
Mhm.
discoverability. Because all your currently active listeners will go watch the video because they loved the song, but now there's this new piece of content for you to push where more people can find you. So you kind of get a second life out of the same thing.
Right. Kind of like rebirthing the same single,
Yeah.
but just visually instead of. Okay,
Yeah,
I
and I've got
gotcha.
some friends that take
Gotcha.
that strategy even
Now,
farther, and so they'll do one song, but they'll write one song like 4 or 5 different ways. And so they'll take the same lyrics, the same melody, same everything, and they'll make like an acoustic version, a piano acoustic version, a fully produced version, a remixed version, and a radio edit. And they'll release all
okay.
5 every 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And so
Oh
then you can
wow.
stretch out the release of one song for over a month with really very little work, especially if you're friends with your producer who can just kind of like snap it together real quick for you,
Right.
or you produce it yourself and you can snap it together real quick. You can get a lot of content out of that. And then it's always interesting because there's always a new thing, but it's familiar and new. So
Right. Yeah, that I never heard that before. That's that interesting one right there. Yep. Yep. But yeah, when you were saying when you started doing something like they'll release 5 versions of the songs, that's instantly like Juice World popped in my head
yeah.
because he would go over a beat and then freestyle it, make one hit, and then go over the same beat and freestyle again, and then it'd be another hit, and then you pretty much do that 5 or 6 times, and then you go to the producer and you're like, pick whatever one you want, and then we'll go with that
Yeah.
one. He's like, what, really? This guy just made 5 songs in a matter of 20 minutes and says, just pick whatever you
Mhm.
want. We'll go with that. But yeah, it's craziness. Crazy. Now, when you write, is it pretty much just like you're in the zone type thing, or is this going to be an extensive period of time
I'm normally in the zone.
to get the
I'm
song done?
normally in the zone. And it helps
Okay.
that I try and write at least part of a song every day. So if I ever get hit writer's block, I can tap back into something that I wrote yesterday or 2 weeks ago or 2 years ago. Um, I
Right.
always you always hear you always hear people say like you got to put in your 1,000 hours before you're good at anything. And so I think that goes
Hmm.
goes with songwriting too. And I know like I've got friends that can spit out a song in 10, 15 minutes, and it's just they're like it's done. I'm like, imagine if you put that same effort
Hmm.
into it for 10,000 or for 1,000 hours. I mean, you'd be putting out not just songs, you'd be putting out hits. And so I
Right.
definitely think that like there are times where like I'm just in the zone. And actually just last week I sat down and I just like I was jonesing to write and I wrote 3 songs in like 25 minutes. And they're
Wow.
really good songs and I was in the zone. But
Right.
there's no way I could have been able to do that had I not put in, 30 minutes of writing practice every day for the last several years to like hone that craft.
Right. Is there like any songs that you write where you're just like, this isn't it?
Oh, constantly.
Just like crinkle it up, just
Oh, constantly.
throw it away.
Yeah, but writing bad songs is half the fun, right? Because like
Okay.
I don't know. For me at least, like I would say 80% of my songs suck, and probably only 1% of my songs will anyone ever hear. The rest of them just kind of sit
Okay.
there, right? Maybe one day I'll sell them or come back around to them. But like, there's pieces there that are still good. Like I was featured on a song called "Cut So Deep" by an artist named Metsoji, and
Hmm.
great song. The chorus that I actually like sing is from a song that I had started to write. I want to say 7 years ago. Like, it was like something that I like when I first started like writing music. Like, it was not very good. Like, my version of the song sucked. But we were going through my songbook while we were in the studio one day, and I was like, "Oh man, I think this would work." And he then wrote a rap and dropped it like within a night. And we had put it out, I think
Wow.
2 or 3 days later. Like, it was really quick. But it was because I had written something that was arguably really bad, and then found a way to
Right.
repurpose it years later. And I mean, I there's
Okay.
been moments where I've done that with like melodies, for example. Like, it's not even the lyrics. It could just be the melody that I came up with for some song that the lyrics sucked, but the melody was great. And then 2 years later, I come back and I'm like, oh, this melody actually works with these new lyrics, and now I've got something that doesn't suck.
Right. Right. Yep. You always got to keep that new
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
Keep the old stuff and the new stuff like current.
keep everything.
And yeah, keep it all. Like I've had people just like re-record over stuff. Like back when we used to mix on tape
Yeah,
decks with the little boom box and everything like that. And we had the microphone that we used to mix on that. People just like record over stuff. And it's like I kept
hmm,
everything. Even though it was trash, I was not good at all. Like not even remotely close to good. But I kept all my tapes and everything. I had stacks of tapes of just crap
yeah,
rhymes and people just like re-record over all this stuff. And I never understood why they were re-record everything because you never know when you want to go back and re-listen to your old stuff, and then you might find something that pops.
yeah. That's really the key.
History repeats itself. Yep, yep. But yeah, sorry to do this. This is the part of the show where I hate because I always run out of time. Like it always goes by quick. It goes by too dang quick. So,
No worries.
but I do want to appreciate you for coming on. If you have any shout outs or anything to promote, now's the time to do it,
Oh,
bro.
guys, go check out, go find me on social media. Give me a follow: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at Tyler Herwig Music. I also live stream all of my shows on TikTok, so go check those out. We can hang out. I'd love to get to know you guys. And then you can pre-save my new song "Slow Ride" using the link in my bio on any of my social media accounts. So go do that and let me know if you think it sucks or if it's awesome or somewhere in between.
Right. Or if it's awesome. Be nice people. But yeah. But yeah, I do appreciate you coming on and thank you for taking time out of your day. I know you got the it's NFL week 1. Are you a big football fan or no?
No, not really. Most
No.
sports
Okay.
and sports and
So
I don't really
you're a
get
big
along.
no? Okay. That's why the
That's
musician
why
thing.
that's
That's
why the
why I heard on
musician
one
thing.
of your
Yeah,
interviews. That's why I
100%.
became a musician. Yeah, that's how you got it. Okay. All right. But yeah, it is week 1 of the NFL season. So everybody enjoy the football games out there. Next week, we do have VSC Live and Direct winner Gibson coming on. So actually, not next week, this Friday, our new day and time because of the NFL. Fridays at 7 p.m. So Gibson will be on this Friday. And we're going to leave you with Please Pick Up the Phone by Tyler Herwig. There we go. I almost put Hedberg. I
Everybody
almost said
does that.
Hedberg. See, I almost made you famous. So Tyler Herwig, turn up your volumes one more time, and we'll see you next week. Love you guys. Stay up. Peace.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. At the
Another fight and I'm walking out. Don't know where I'm heading now. Another shot just to calm me down. Never held, but I'm waiting for it to do something that it didn't before. Do you love me or is this come and go on? To talk it out, but there's no answer. Can we turn this around? Please pick up the phone. I don't wanna be alone tonight. Please pick up the phone. I don't wanna be alone. She said this ain't over. Did some things and I ain't too proud. Faded left, you were right about everything I was running round. Do you want me or should we let this go? Can't do more than finding my way back home. Want to talk it out, but there's no answer. Can we turn this around? Yeah, please pick up the phone. I don't wanna be alone tonight. Please pick up the phone. I don't wanna be alone. She said that this ain't over. She said if you leave, the door is closing. I don't know where this is going, but I'm coming around. I don't want nothing else, let me show you. Just one more shot to see the breakthrough. Give me all your love because it takes two. The sun is coming up and I need you to